Why didn't I just become a computer programmer or something? Hey, what's up guys? Joseph here. I'm trying to turn my electric vehicle into a hybrid again. This time not using 12 big spinning motors that are spinning each other, because that just proved to be too unreliable, and I need to use those motors to build a flying car. So, this time around, I still have the original engines as last time. These engines will be charging a 60-volt battery pack, and then that 60 volts somehow needs to be turned into 400 volts for my EV battery, so that I can charge while driving, charge while parked, charge off of gasoline. In theory, this might actually give me pretty good mileage. Essentially, there's a giant transistor, there's a giant inductor, and this should function as a multi-kilowatt step-up converter. I haven't had very good luck with this. It's already turned into smoke several times, and I fried a bunch of stuff. So I'm on like my third Arduino. I've fried a bunch of IGBTs and MOSFETs. Now we're using BJT transistors from the 80s, because that's all I have left, and they're very inefficient. But if this works, it would be better than nothing. I wish there was a way to test this, not all at once, but that would cause it to explode. So it has to be connected to the car for the very first test. Otherwise, the BJTs would receive overvoltage. Alright, let's enable the 60-volt bus. Alright, a little bit of a spark there. I'm gonna just solder it on there real quick. Okay. Alright, 60 volts is enabled. Next step, 400 volts. I should probably implement a pre-charge resistor, because those capacitors are going to make for quite a spark when I first turn this on. But I don't feel like implementing a pre-charge resistor right now, so let's just put up with the spark. This is so scary. Let's just get it over with. Okay. This is so terrifying. Alright. Why didn't I just become a computer programmer or something? Oh my goodness. Alright, looks like we're going to be implementing a pre-charge resistor. Okay, after some investigation, I found the issue. This diode, I somehow hooked it up backwards. It's supposed to be facing to the right, and it was actually facing to the left. So, the 400 volts from my vehicle battery went straight through the inductor and into the battery. That explains the giant spark. So, I think once I flip that diode around, once I move this wire from here to here, it shouldn't have a ridiculously big fire spark, ideally. Then we can try this again. Alright, I believe I've solved the diode being hooked up backwards issue. Now, I could just try plugging it into the car again and get the 400 volt bus online, but I realized I might be able to try to turn on this boost converter first without hooking it up to the 400 volts just yet. And if I do it right, I should be able to pre-charge these capacitors so I won't need a pre-charge resistor. Now, that runs several risks. First of all, I've never turned on the boost converter before, so it could blow up. Number two, if I run it for a little bit too long, it'll exceed 400 volts and probably short out these transistors and cause a very big fire. And hopefully blow that fuse over there, ideally. Or it could work out perfectly and I could just turn the knob just right so that I watch the gauge and it gets closer to 400 and then plug it into the car and no spark and everybody's happy. So that's why I'm recording, is because this could turn exciting momentarily. Just gonna flip this switch really quick. Yes! Yo, it's working! Okay, I gotta show you this. Look at this. Look at this. This is so cool. Okay, so we have these capacitors. It's obviously not hooked up to the car right now. And all I'm doing is turning this knob to adjust the pulse width on the coil. So right now the pulse width is 0%. But if I turn that knob, look at that! Okay, I don't like the buzzing and crackling sound. Why is it doing that? This could go bad so quickly. Ugh, I hate this. I hate this so much. Okay, let's just get it up to 400 and hopefully nothing blows up. Okay, it is not increasing above 160. I wish I had an oscilloscope. Why is it not increasing above 160? Let's just keep trying. Why is it? Okay, there has to be some kind of interference going on. Because it just stopped briefly. Hang on, let me check the logs. Yeah, I think we're having some significant EMI around this coil that's messing up the other components. So I'll add a smoothing capacitor and then start the camera again. Alright, I'm back. This is about as terrifying as before, but I've added a little capacitor right there to hopefully smooth out any voltage spikes in the gate driver voltage. I've also added a small capacitor to this potentiometer, so we hopefully don't get any more random zero values. Something smells weird. It smells like ozone or something. But I don't know what could be arcing at just 200 volts. I don't see anything arcing. Yeah, that is a very weird smell. Yeah, that's what I bet it is. I bet I'm saturating the core. That could be it. Okay, now the top covering has quite a big, roughly 10 millimeter gap. With the separation gap, it shouldn't saturate. So at least that's what AI told me. Let's see if, oh wow, yeah, easy. Wow, look at that. Okay. So yeah, that was the secret. It just needed some separation on the ferrite core right there. Huh. I barely had to turn that nearly as far at all, and then it went straight up to 400 volts. So, I think we're ready to connect this to the car one more time. Okay, I think that spark must have messed up the plug a little bit. I'll have to look at that later. But, let's see if we can get any current out of this. Okay, the ammeter is hooked up backwards. That was going down instead of up. I guess while we're at it, let's see if this ammeter is also backwards. Literally both ammeters are backwards. Okay, alright, while off camera, this Arduino here malfunctioned, and it was ignoring inputs on this knob. It went from 0 to 37, and I've never gone that high. So that high power very quickly charged it up to close to 300 volts. This top thing got sucked down by the electromagnetism, and it is completely shattered. Yeah, it completely destroyed itself. It probably sent a big voltage spike into those transistors, because next thing I knew, there was a bunch of smoke coming from the fuse over here, and yeah, the fuse kind of melted itself off. I don't know why that Arduino did that. Well, I have come to the painful realization that this whole problem was caused by a faulty potentiometer. Look at this, I just bang it and wiggle it, and it is producing completely garbage values and output. Anyway, yeah, I've broken this entire transistor bank. This is so annoying. And I hate every bit of it, and it keeps destroying my stuff, and I'm tired of it. This was attempt 3 or 4, all of which led to very costly destruction of the large transistors, and without an oscilloscope, I have no idea what I'm doing wrong here. I think I just want to give up and be done. Go do something else.